Hello and welcome. In this video, I'm going to be continuing a conversation that was started in an article I recently stumbled upon entitled "Why Prices of the World's Most Expensive Handbags Keep Rising." I'm going to come in with a couple of extra points that I think are a good continuation to the article. I'm Anesu Sagonda, and I produce educational luxury content for anyone after the finer things, whether you're new to money and wanting to learn how to navigate the terrain, or you're young and starting out in life and wanting to reap the benefits of buying better quality from the get-go, or you're into luxury but you want to focus more on high quality, under the radar brands, then my content is geared towards you. I'm going to include the link to the article in the description box down below. I had a 4-hour wait in the airport. My flight was significantly delayed, and it gave me the chance to catch up on industry news, but to also read the article I'm going to be talking about in this video 3-4 times. And each time I read the article, I took something else away, something different. It made me think of something else. But what was consistent was the fact that the article, the author refers to broadly 3 reasons why the brands keep putting up their prices. The first is stretching the price spectrum can keep the risks of growth in check. And then the other, one way to avoid overexposure is to sell fewer items at much higher prices. And the third reason is to maintain an aura of exclusivity. I have in the past heard Francois-Henri Pinault, the head of Kering, a luxury group, say that they keep putting their prices up because they want to maintain exclusivity. But I actually think those 3 reasons are overcomplicating the situation. They're trying to make the situation a lot more highbrow, a lot more intellectual than what it really is. I think it boils down to the brands, the first 2, Chanel and Hermès, more than the other 3 brands that are mentioned in the article, Prada, Mumu, and Burberry. It simply boils down to the brands have incredibly, insanely, more so Chanel and Hermès, high or very positive brand equity. They are highly valued essentially by their consumers. And so the brands are taking advantage of that value and they keep putting the prices up. Their most iconic products, think for example, Chanel with the classic flap, you have Hermès with the Constance, the Kelly, the Birkin. They keep putting the prices up because they can, because consumers keep coming back. They are Veblen goods, they are iconic products. And Veblen goods are goods where the more the price goes up, the more desirable the products become. And I think that's purely what is at play. But I'm not somebody who is really into the brands that are being discussed in the article. Chanel, Hermès, Prada, Miu Miu, and so forth. Because they are aspirational brands, they are known brands. And my focus is very much on brands that are high quality, under the radar. But what I did stumble upon, literally the day before I started recording this video, was a video by an incredibly sprightly young lady based in Australia called Jessie Style. And she has a fantastic video that's just come out talking about Chanel and addressing price rises. And she does an incredibly good job of giving background to Chanel and why they're able to put up their prices. I'm going to include a link to that article in the description box down below. Please do take a look at that video because it complements this video very well. Where I have the gaps on Chanel and the specific dynamics at play, she addresses those. But coming back to the article, it's all down to value, why the brands can put up the prices, and they're going to keep doing this for as long as they can. I am currently working on a project with the University of Cape Town. I'm going to attach the video above. And we have been looking at prices within the luxury space and whether there's a point at which brands are not able to put the prices up. What will have happened? Why is that the case? We have interviewed a number of people and we're currently going through the raw data, and then we'll be able to present the findings in the next 4 to 6 weeks. If you're not subscribed, please do so you don't miss out. So it'll help give a little more color to this whole conversation. But what I realized after reading the article a number of times is it's down to a pure play on brand equity. The brands are highly valued, and therefore the brands are taking advantage of the value they've built up in their products, in their brand, to keep pushing the prices up. But when you look at the other three brands mentioned, you have Prada, you have Mumu, you have Burberry. They are also trying to capitalize on their brand equity, the value within their brands, but it's nowhere near as high, as positive as Chanel or Hermès, but they're trying to build it up. You have, for example, Prada and Mumu, part of the same family. Mumu is seen more as the younger, more playful sibling to the grown-up Prada, and that's the brand I actually prefer, Mumu. I have a number of their handbags, and it's a brand that I have, as I've said in the hierarchy of handbag series, I'm going to attach the video above, I would never recommend bags from Prada or Mumu because the craftsmanship and the quality is not there. It's not at the level I would expect for the prices they're charging. Their bags are very much occasion bags. They're not built to take a beating, to be used every day, but very much as occasion bags. But what you'll notice is they're putting their prices up. Prada and Mumu are putting their prices up. Mumu is doing incredibly well because over the last couple of years, they changed from being a brand that was a lot younger, more playful, geared to a younger audience, to stretching their client base and becoming a brand offering products that are ageless, that are genderless. So they're appealing to a much wider audience, and therefore their sales have gone up, they're pushing their prices up, and they're doing incredibly well. And then throw into that, Prada and Mumu, about 3 years ago, stopped going on sale. And I remember in the United Kingdom, in Harrods, every few months they have a 10% day where you can go in and buy products over the weekend and there's a 10% discount. They don't even participate in that because they would like consumers to pay full price for their products. Buying their products on sale, very much invitation only, but they focus now on really raising the profile, the value of their products, and getting consumers who are interested in the brand to pay full price because it's worth it. And then you have Burberry. Now, Burberry is an interesting one because when it comes to better known aspirational brands, Gucci, Prada, Miu Miu, Givenchy, Fendi, and so forth, I would place Burberry below those in terms of just visibility, in terms of the hype and price point and so forth. But over the last year, they have been working incredibly hard to raise the profile of their brand. And that's because they have a new and fantastic creative director who is a proven entity, Daniel Lee. Daniel Lee recently released his first range of products, new styles of handbags, new tartan check that's younger, funkier, new styles, new colors and so forth. And he's riding off the success from Bottega Veneta. He was behind their most successful handbag, the pouch. And the pouch was also Kering's most profitable product. And it's a style. The style of the pouch went on to inspire so many brands. So many brands went on to create pouch-inspired bags. So he came from Bottega as a proven entity, someone who had produced phenomenal, staggering results for Bottega. So coming to Burberry are keen to take advantage of his success as proven entity and raise their profile, raise the value of the brand, increasing their prices, and reducing sales and so forth. So people value the brand more. And when they do buy, they're buying products that are full price because they value the brand. So Burberry is really trying to take advantage of their new creative director, the proven entity he is, and the success he has achieved from before. But what I couldn't help but keep questioning is, you have Chanel and Hermès. They have the highest value when it comes to leather goods, handbags within the luxury space. And there are two very different brands. Hermès, proven entity, consistently high quality through the years, there hasn't been a dip. But Chanel, we have seen a distinct drop in the quality of their products. YouTube has many videos with people complaining about issues with numerous handbags, but consumers keep buying from Chanel. And I thought to myself, at what point do consumers stop buying? Do they stop entertaining the price rises because they're not getting the quality? But the first question I would actually ask as a consumer is, for all the price rises we're getting, what are we getting as consumers? Is the quality going up? We haven't seen that with Chanel. Their issues have been incredibly well documented on social media. Is it better craftsmanship, better attention to the details, better finish to the bags, better hardware? What is coming with the price rises? And I think increasingly more consumers need to take the brands to task and ask, what are we getting? With Hermès, we can see it. Their quality, the craftsmanship has been consistent. It has been high over the years. But with Chanel, we've been seeing a drop. But because of the value, the high perception consumers have of the brand, they're able to keep pushing up their prices, even though the quality of their products has been going down. And then the second thing that came to mind after reading the article is Burberry was one of the brands that was very much behind the quiet luxury trend from last year, together with Gwyneth Paltrow when she was in court and everybody was looking at her wardrobe. And Burberry had a tote that helped to bring Burberry to the forefront and start a conversation about quiet luxury. And a number of brands did come out. But I kept thinking, why aren't consumers considering alternatives? And as much as during the time of the quiet luxury trend, people were saying it's a trend, it's actually a subset of the luxury community. It's small, but it's growing, of people who are focused purely on high quality, under the radar brands. Why are we not seeing more conversations around quiet luxury? Why are consumers not looking for alternatives or questioning what else is out there? Because the quiet luxury trend certainly brought to the forefront a number of brands that don't have any hype, like we see, for example, from Chanel or Hermès, but they're offering good, honest, solid quality with their products. And I just thought, it's interesting, why aren't consumers looking at alternatives? You have fantastic brands like Delvaux, brand I talk a lot about, Colombo, Italian brand. They're using the very best quality leathers sourced from the same tannery as Hermès, and Hermès is consistently delivering. And then you also have, for example, Valextra, an Italian brand, sourcing their leathers from Haas Tannery, owned by Chanel. And then you also have Joseph Duclos, for example, who are now setting the benchmark very confidently when it comes to luxury. And I just thought, why aren't consumers looking for better alternatives? Why aren't consumers becoming increasingly more demanding, more discerning, high expectations when it comes to their money, but settling for low-hanging fruit, the crumbs that are being thrown by the likes of Chanel, for example, and then lapping them up as if that is the only luxury in the world? And so I just thought to myself, after watching Jessie Styles' video, I thought we need more content creators who are going to help consumers become a little more vocal, a little more mindful, a little more considered about how they spend their money, a little more demanding, and taking brands to task and asking, what are we getting with the price rises? Is the quality going up? Is the craftsmanship going up, and so forth? And also looking at alternatives, because there are a lot of other credible brands that just don't have any hype, but they're offering significantly better, higher quality products than the brands that have the highest equity at the moment. So I just thought, this is really interesting. Let's see how things unfold. We look forward to going through the raw data with the University of Cape Town and then letting you know, is there a ceiling when it comes to price raises? It's an interesting conversation that whenever I see articles, I always pause, read, and wonder, what are my consumers, what are the viewers on my channel thinking?